Hi, my name is Estelle Minsman. I'm the president of the Junior Leadership Club, and we have Milton here today to answer some questions. So can you please tell us about how you're involved in 4-H?
Yeah, so I'm involved with 4-H. Well, let me take it back. I was a 4-Her. My mom wanted to bring, and it's kind of a cool story to bring here. My mom wanted to bring some more diversity in 4-H, so she started a 4-H club at her school, Brookstown Elementary. And, you know, just to bring more young black kids in the 4-H space and just kind of, you know, bring, you know, some diversity in the space. And, you know, because I was a kid, I was able to, you know, just kind of join in on some activities. I didn't have a 4-H at my school. Yeah. So, so I joined in on a couple activities, and it really brought a lot of joy into my life. And a lot of other people who, if, you know, 4-H wasn't around, you know, wouldn't have had opportunities like that to go to Camp Grant Walker, to get certain fees waived and things like that. So I really think that, you know, that was really important, and I'm just really excited I was able to experience 4-H, and that's why I come back as an adult and continue to help and give back, because I saw what kind of impact it had on me and other kids that come from the walk of life that I come from.
So what do you think that we can do in our daily lives to bring in equity?
Listen. Listening is a huge part of community organizing. I don't do anything for the most part in community engagement if I don't listen. And the reason why it's important is because, you know, how can you help provide equity if you don't listen to what's happening? Because that's like the key part of community organizing. So yeah, like, you know, a lot of times, like we always use the example, there were, like, let's say there's a neighborhood, right, in a low-income community, a lot of crime, right, and some decision makers are making a decision. It's like, hey, we're going to put a park there, and that way it's going to reduce crime or whatever, and it's like, so then whenever it gets built, nobody's satisfied. Why? Because you didn't ask them. We didn't want a park. We just wanted more streetlights because it's really dark out here. You see what I'm saying? It's like you have to listen instead of just doing and doing. And, you know, that's not just about decision makers. It's about everybody. It's about anybody who does anything, or just, you know, everybody. Like, if you just listen to your neighbor, listen to somebody around you, it helps.
What gaps do you think exist in the social emotional development within the EBR youth community?
As far as like the social emotional gap, I really feel like youth just need to be validated and not be tokenized.
Yeah, that makes sense. So how do you think that we can help close that gap?
You know, just being real intentional about looking at each other as people. Whether it's a child, an adult, like just looking at each other as people that have feelings, emotions. You know, we all aren't the best at days, you know, giving each other grace. I feel like grace is like validation and grace. We don't give each other grace a lot, you know, because a lot of times, even if I don't know a person, like if they kind of brush me off the road, sometimes I think, okay, maybe they're just having a bad day. You know what I mean? Like, just giving people grace. You never know what somebody is going through. So I feel like, you know, making sure that we're validating people's emotions, even though we don't agree with them at times, right? You know, but you can still acknowledge that they feel the way that they feel and then give them grace. So I feel like grace and validation would really help.
Yeah. Thank you. That's great. Why do you think Martin Luther King Day of Service is important?
Well, so Martin Luther King Day of Service is really important in a lot of ways, and it's honestly taught me a lot of different lessons through having my own project. So in 2020, I did my own Martin Luther King. Well, I partnered with Front Yard Bites, and we did a Martin Luther King Day project. You know, one thing to remember is nobody owns Martin Luther King Day. You know, we like, just because you're not involved with the big project over here or the big project over there, we like, it's something for everybody, right?
Specific ideas on what we can do for this day?
Yeah, you know, well, the first thing is great to acknowledge it. You know, I love whenever people do like days of service and things like that. To be honest, I really like to say, just go wherever your heart is. You know, whatever you feel like is celebrating service, and you know, just loving somebody else. You know, that's what it's about. It's about love, and it's just, you know, shown in certain ways, because what is service but love? So I think, you know, that's the good lens, and just, you know, whenever you go out, you participate or you do whatever, just keep, you know, love in mind, and you'll be all right.
So we just want to say thank you to Mr. Boo for everything that he's inspired us to do over the past few years because of all of his service projects, and we hope that this interview and all of his projects will inspire you for your call to action.